When I got out of the military, I had a hard time translating my military experience into the civilian world. I'll be honest with you, if it wasn't for my wife, I probably would have been that homeless or impoverished vet. But it can be easier with the right support. I'm Mark Casper, and I'm the Executive Director of Tech4Troops. In today's world, you have to have a computer to be able to apply for jobs. Our mission is to empower veterans in need with computers and training to get back in the workforce.
Here at Tech4Troops, we're here to push you forward to get you back to where you want to be in life. When the veterans come in, I teach them everything you could think of that's done with a computer. I want them to feel that this is a tool that's going to help them get their life back.
I went into a kind of a deep depression. Eventually, I lost my job and I was out on the street. The computer was able to connect me to the web, and I was able to start putting resumes out. And you have to have these small building blocks to get from point A to point B. I'm not worried about employment anymore.
The need is great, and we want to be able to support our veterans across the nation.
All right, welcome everyone to the Tech4Troops Michigan 240. Right now, qualifying is underway and drivers are on the track making their qualifying run. Right now, you're seeing Pete Woodrum out there making his qualifying run. Thank you for joining us here on the IWM Broadcast Network for the Tech4Troops Michigan 240. I'm Rick Souza, joined here tonight. My co-host is Jeff Needy here in the booth with me.
Hey, it's great to be back with you again. We broadcasted some truck races together, but this is my first time to get to do the this Cup Series, which I am really looking forward to.
Yeah, it should be a great time tonight. I think to double check, last time I think we had nearly 40 competitors here. On this will be our 5th race of the season here on the Tech4Troops Cup Series. Just a great turnout. This league has just grown leaps and bounds.
Yeah, it's crazy. 38 competitors I show logged on right now. I've had the chance to race with this group a few times, but started having computer issues and was glitching so bad and blinking that was never able to complete a race. But had a lot of fun trying to race with them. Some of these guys are really, really good.
They sure are. We've seen some just tremendous laps put in by these guys, and just the racecraft that we've seen over the past 4 races has just been just incredible.
Yeah, they're you can see the on the left side of the screen there, the qualifying order so far. Looks like Alonzo King has the provisional pole, but still a lot of qualifying to go here. About 30 seconds left, in fact, on the qualifying runs. Still time for somebody to unseat him.
All right, we're right now. That time is just an incredible time. So those times that are sub 39, those are big time. That's a heck of a time. So
I'll say these next gen Cup cars are hard to drive. It's not an easy feat. They if they start to spin on you, they go around pretty quickly. You got to be cautiously aggressive with these cars.
Well, I think we're about to wrap up qualifying.
Yep, looks like it's closed. Well, Tyler Peoples on the pole according to iRacing with a 38.8.
So we're beginning to grid up here.
Yeah, you mentioned if you get to be sub 39, that's a great time. We have 7 drivers in the that upper 38-second bracket. That's quite a feat to get that many guys below 39 seconds. So this ought to be a good race tonight.
All right, so some quick facts. We got a lot to cover in the next couple of minutes here as we get ready to get out on the track. Our race information, it's a relatively balmy day. It's 72 degrees weather, but 113 on the track. That should make for a warm track for these guys. 120 laps, 60% fuel, 1 fast repair, 4 sets of tires, 3 green and white checkers. Your pole sitter, Tyler Peebles, wins the Owl's Nest Racing Pole Award, and Tech4Troops will be giving away a scheme skirmish. That's the best patriotic scheme that our sponsor Tech4Troops identifies, so stay tuned for that. We'll cover the information on last week's winner. That was Zach Allen, who was the winner last week. So getting on to where our current point standings are, let's see if we can bring up our current point standings in the event. Ty Bostic sits atop our current standings. Mike Slagner in second, Barletta in third, William Mann Jr. in fourth, and Luke Bullard in fifth. On the bubble, Pete Woodrum and James Altizer, but it's really early. Additionally, we've got team championships, and our team championships, NB2 Motorsports sits on top, but the 2 AJM teams are nipping at their heels. 43 Racing right behind. But let's get to the grid.
Yeah, Tyler Peoples pulls out there in that first spot. Got the pole position tonight.
Let's just get this figured out here, and our pole. This is not wanting to cooperate. 1 second, bear with us here. There we go. Tyler Peebles is currently on the pole. Christoph Hall on his outside. Alonzo King lines up third. Ryan Pittman in fourth. Zach Ward in fifth. Harley Barletta in sixth. Luke Bullard in seventh. David Clayman in eighth. Ian Ogden in ninth. And Freddie Durstock is in 10th.
They are followed by Brad Previtt in 11th. Ty Bostic in 12th. Following them, Sean Schudeman in the 13th spot with Maurice Burnett alongside. Then Grant Altizer, having trouble with some of these names. Mike Slaughter in 16th. William Mann 17th. Jesse Vaughn is in 18th. Kane Vandemark in 19th. And Marco Berube in 20th.
Joey Doucette goes off in 21st. Austin Habel in 22nd. Mark Hanna 23rd. John Ledger in 24th and 25th, Zachary Allen, Bobby Gibson 26th, Brandon Redford in 27th, Russell Keats in 28th, Jeff Nairn in 29th, Sammy Harrell in 30th, 31st is Pete Woodrum, 32nd, Dave Watts, Evan Amick in 33rd, Hermas Castro in 34th, 35th is David Overstreet, and we are about to go green.
You can see the rest of the field there as they get to the Geico restart zone.
Oh, already car in the wall in the back.
Whoa! Yeah, what's going on
the
there?
car just turned right. Not really sure what happened there. But we are underway. There are no yellow flags at this point. Tyler Peebles is currently your leader. You know, this is Michigan. It's a deceiving track. It's 2 miles, and it really comes down to these guys trying to figure out exactly what their line is going to be. It's not the easiest track to run. It's that in-betweener of a track. Not quite a super speedway, a little bigger than 1.5 miles, so it's just a different animal that we typically see on the current circuit.
Yeah, Tyler Peebles got out to a great jump there, but now get a little bit of drafting on this track, and everybody seems to have caught up to him. They're trying to go 3 wide there, but tuck it back in and stay with 2 wide, but the rest of the field's gaining on him. He's going to have a tough time holding these guys off.
Yeah, the field's kind of broken up into a number of different groups on that restart. There was a little bit of action in the back of the field, and that kind of bunched up some folks trying to stay out of the way of what was happening in the back. But that being said, we'll try to keep up with what's going on in the back of the pack. A lot of action here. Tyler Peebles continues to show us the way around, but there's a lot of guys right there on their heels. Alonzo King, Zach Ward, Ryan Pittman, right there, Christoph Hall, Harley Barletta, Luke Bullard, Ian Ogden, David Clayman, and Ty Bosick. That is your top 10.
These guys are making a race of it. A lot of radio chatter, too. These guys are really doing a lot of talking, which you don't hear as much of because they have team radios. But a lot of conversations going on here, guys jockeying for position. You see that that first 4-car pack really tight there. Great inside the cockpit view.
Yep, challenge on the outside. Alonzo King is looking to make a run on Tyler Peebles by taking the high side around.
He got a great run coming off that corner. Let's see if he can keep it through this one.
Right there, holding it tight. Coming out of 4. Crossing the line, your new leader right now. Alonzo King, top of the leaderboard.
Yeah, you saw Zachary Ward there in that 7 car trying to get 3 wide, but couldn't quite make it happen. That opening just wasn't quite big enough. But now Alonzo King in the lead, and you see Tyler Peebles trying to take that lead back again on the inside.
Yep, you got some challenging behind there. You got Ryan Pittman that's back there. Harley Barletta is back there. Lots in the mix here. They're all taking advantage of the opportunity with the draft.
Yeah, you got some aggressive driving going on here at the beginning of a long race. This race is going to go 120 laps, 240 miles. So there's a lot of racing to go, but these guys want track position now.
Big group of guys, pretty much the top 20 have kind of broken away as a group. Then there's another group of about the same amount that's held back a bit. Kind of bring up that track map, get a feel for how this field is kind of separated. But you can see there's a tight group of the first 20. Then you've got another about 18 or so drivers behind them. Then obviously a few stragglers. So big, tight group here.
Well, that 7 car got a run on the inside there.
Oh, big move.
Wow,
Great
I'll
move
say.
By the 7. Ryan Pittman in the 08 trying to take advantage of the run as well. Almost have. He's got a good push behind him by the 7. Man, they're dicey up front right now.
They really are.
It's a spicy beginning.
Oh, 3 wide there now. Fortunately, Michigan is a wide track, so plenty of room to maneuver. You can be 3 wide and not get too out of shape. Doesn't look like they want to keep it that way for very long, though, and I don't blame them.
Lots of action early as these drivers are looking to make their way up to the front. That's the 7 of Zach Ward trying to work his way up. Alongside the 81 of Barletta. Tyler Peebles and Alonzo King out there up front. Shot from inside, the 75 of Tyler Peebles on the bumper of Alonzo King. Coming back a little further, let's see if we can see inside Zach Ward's car. This is inside the 7.
likes that low line, ducking down below the 81 there of Harley Barletta. I love these in-car cameras. Just let you see very, very close to what the driver is seeing.
You can hear exactly when he's lifting off that accelerator, getting back in it a bit as he's exiting turn 2 onto the back stretch. See out that rear view mirror, you can see what Zach sees. Those folks behind him, he's got the 81 of Barletta on his outside. First to see, one of the challenges here at Michigan is you've got great tire grip, for a certain amount of laps, which you can definitely gain some position, but it'll eventually fall off.
Yeah, and I think we have 4 sets of tires tonight, so 120 laps. That's about, you got to average 30 laps per run on your tires, and by the end of 30 laps, the handling is starting to go away on it. And if you get a long green flag run, that's when you'll see some separation in these guys.
Taking a quick look back, we'll jump back to Mark Hannon. The guys, this is the pack that is just behind our leaders. That's Mark Hanna. We've got Russell Keats behind him, John Ledger, Pete Woodrum, Hermes Castro. Then again, as we talked about earlier, now we've got some other groups that kind of have broken off a bit. Going back a little bit farther, you've got Evan Amick, who's back here, and William Ann Jr. back here as well. William Ann Jr., Austin Habel is actually on the, where's he, very end? I think he's a lap down.
Yes, you're right. He is. That 6th car of Austin Habel is 1 lap. He's our 1st car a lap down. You got Sammy Harrell also a lap down. Bobby Gibson is 2 laps down. Dave Sharon 2 laps, and David Watts 7 laps down. I think a lot of that is probably those lap down cars as a result of that bit of a spin that we had on the start.
All right, here back up at the leader, you can see that the 80 car has the 7 of Zach Ward challenging him. They are door to door here on lap 13 at Michigan.
Great battle up there in the front.
We had Alonzo King on our podcast this week, and one of the things we were talking about short tracks, but insightfully, Alonzo's position on is, let the track come to you. Right? You run your race. Let those folks do their own thing, and you race the track, not race your competitor. I thought that was a great advice to anybody listening, and to anybody who does, whether it's iRacing or as Alonzo does, he also raced in real life. Let the track come to you.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And when you're out there and you start doing that, start trying to take that advice, you can really see why they advise that and how well that does really work.
So a little bit of dashing for positions here. Alonzo King is trying that lower line. He's got the 21 of Ogden behind him. And again, as we call that, it all changes on the track.
Always.
I'll tell you what, though. Ryan Pittman's right there behind him. Go ahead, Jeff.
No, I was going to say, these guys, this front pack is really staying pretty tightly together. Nobody losing too much ground. But, boy, these front guys just amaze me. Look at those 2 cars down on the apron now, just trying to get a tenth of a second. Yep, a little bit there. Fortunately, everybody kept it together, bounced off, and kept going.
So right about this time, we've just put 16 laps on these tires. These drivers are going to begin to notice that earlier sticky grip has now kind of gone away a bit, and it's going to be a little bit harder to drive and a little bit more challenging to get in and out of these corners.
Yeah, we're halfway through a tire run, probably about halfway through a fuel run as well, and they're going to start feeling it. That front end's going to start to try to slide on them a little bit.
Well, hopefully we'll make it to green flag pit stops. That will tell us a lot about the fuel economy of these cars. We don't exactly know. As Jeff indicated, our guess is 30 laps. We'll just see how that all plays out. It will tell us. But Zach Ward is now your leader. He has taken over that top spot from Alonzo King. And really got a great run. Gosh, Zach Ward has jumped out to a great lead right now.
Yeah.
He's got almost half a second.
That's the biggest lead that we've seen so far this evening. Alonso had a good lead at the beginning, but it could be that he used his tires up a little faster than everyone because he slipped down to third spot now.
Good pack of drivers in there behind there. Some of them are, there's a little bit of too wide, but most of these guys are in line, realizing that as their tires have worn down, they've really got to be conservative, except for, that's Ryan King on the underside right there, working his way around. And the 3 of Luke Bullard pokes his nose out and takes over third place. They're 3 wide behind Luke.
Yeah, you got your comers and goers, and you can see that the guys that saved their tires early in the run are a little bit faster now. They're able to pick up a few spots here as we get a little bit closer to the end of this green flag run.
There are 3 wide on the backstretch here at Michigan.
And you see some guys love that low line, and other guys want to stay up high the whole time, keep that momentum going through the turn. And then some guys are searching around. Where's my car going to run the best? Where am I going to be the fastest? And it's different because of your different driving styles, different lines that you take, the way you enter the corner. All of that has an impact on your speed and on the way your car handles.
So we're not really sure why there is a completely gray car out there with no number on it. We're not really sure who that is right now, as you can see. We've got paints from everybody else, but that one's just not there. We'll try to see if we can rectify that during one of the pit stops or yellow flag conditions. We'll see if we can fix that. But right now, we're focusing on a number of battles on the track, and right there in front of you is Alonzo King battling Ryan Pittman. That is for 4th place.
Yeah, that top 5 right now, you got Ward, Bullard, Ogden, and King, and Pittman trading positions right there, just as we get to them. But it's going to keep. They're going to keep juggling things all night long here. I think you see that that 7 car has got a good solid lead, and just seems like nobody's got what it takes to catch up to him now. He did a good job of taking care of his tires in the early part of the run, and he's got a little bit of a distance there, but it's overall these top 5 are staying pretty tight together.
Yeah, huge run that time with Ward. He jumped out, picked up nearly 3/10 in that single lap right there over this field. That's huge. So we're seeing a major fall off, I think, now, looking at the lap times. So nearly a second and a half fall off with original best laps over now race laps here, with 23 laps in the books, 98 to go here at Michigan. Again, I want to thank you for joining us. We appreciate you tuning in to the IWM broadcast of the Tech4Troops Cup Series, and we appreciate you liking and following along with us each and every week.
It's really interesting. We were talking about during qualifying, sub 39-second laps were really good. Well, here's the effect of the draft. Right now in the top 20, we have 13 cars that have run less than 39 seconds. They're down in the 38s. And it's because of that toe that you get and that extra speed that you get running nose to tail. Their guys are taking advantage of that draft to try to gain on the car in front of them.
So that's a challenge by the 44 of Christoph Hall, getting by the 8 of Ryan Pittman. And again, this is what happens, as just as Jeff had indicated, you know, tire fall off is a big deal. And if you saved a little in the back and you were able to bank that and now here pull it out, lap 24, it's going to make a difference. So what we're seeing is Zach Ward currently in the lead, Luke Bullard in second. They've got nearly got 35 or so, I mean, a 3/10 second over Luke Bullard in second.
Boy, something happened there. That solid gray car got really loose.
Yeah,
he was able to save it.
That was. Figure it out at some point. But looking on back through the field, just some great overall action. Some big movers. Picking up the 24 of Zachary Allen. Zachary started in 25th position and has moved up to 11th.
Wow, that's some good gains right there, because
so, I'll go even better. Joey Doucette, currently showing in 5th, started 21st.
Wow. Joey, that's a great run in that 11 car, man. To make that kind of advancement in only 26 laps, he's trying to do his best Kyle Larson impression right there.
We're seeing a lot of folks coming in for their first pit stop. So right here, lap 27.
27.
You've got a good group, because it's the 37 is Shootman, Peebles, Ogden, Clayman, Alonzo King, Jesse Vaughn, Altizer, Hannah, Redford, and Keats are all in on pit road. I'm assuming this is going to be a fuel and 4-tire stop.
Oh, here comes another round, King. Getting ready. Just saw Joey Doucette signal that he was going to be pitting.
All right, making their way up, but you are correct. Got Bullard, Ward, Pittman, Vandemark, Joey Doucette, John Ledger, Brad Previtt, all coming in. So first round of pit stops is going on right now.
Whoop. Saw that NASCAR branded car there just overshot his pit box ever so slightly. That'll cost him a few seconds.
Yep, that's Ryan Pittman in the 08. That's going to...
Another group getting ready to pit right now.
Yep, that's going to be Christoph Hall coming in, Ty Bostic, Zach Allen, Marco Berube coming on down. As we work through this first round of pit stops, there's only a handful of drivers who have yet to pit. My guess is we'll begin to see them coming down soon, but this is all part of the strategy. If we're not having a lot of yellow flags, if we're out here staying on track, then every lap you can save, every extra lap you can get out here on the track tipped off out of that set of fuel tank, out of that fuel tank, out of those tires, you could shave off some time towards the end of this race.
Yeah, absolutely. We've still got a few guys hanging out there, it looks like, running 29, 30 laps on before they've not Mike Slater, all the cars up front, Mike Slater, Maurice Burnett, Harley Barletta, Hermas Castro, Pete Woodrum, Fred Durstock, and then a couple further back that have not pitted yet. Looks like they're getting ready to. A couple of those guys just did.
So the last two we have not seen in the pits. That's Mike Slagter and Maurice Burnett. Those guys have not made it. Here's the 14 of Mike Slagter making his way in. That leaves Maurice Burnett and David Overstreet out there on the track. Well, no, that's Maurice Burnett coming in now. So David Overstreet is our only driver now, and he is on the backstretch. I wonder if he ran out of fuel.
Yeah, he slowed way down way early.
His speed is dropping way off. He may have just pushed it a little bit too far. trying to wring out as much of that fuel out of that tank. I saw him moving that car back and forth, see if he can get the pickup to do something to pick up some more fuel. But
you hate to see that happen to him.
Yep, he is coming in now. All right, this is our first round. 31 laps in the books. No yellow flags to date. Knock wood. 90 laps to go here at Michigan. And Sean Shipman, well, I take that back. Ian Ogden and Sean Shipman are now battling for first. Right now on the board, Ian Ogden is going to come in and show as the current leader on lap 32. All right, well, we're going to take our first commercial break of the night. Don't go away. It'll be side by side. Won't be long.
When veterans get out of the military, a lot of them don't know how to translate their skill sets into the civilian world, and they lapse into poverty or into homelessness. But it can be easier with the right support. At Tech4Troops, our mission is to empower veterans in need with computers and training to get back in the workforce. We want to be able to support our veterans across the nation.
All right, welcome back. Lap 33 of 120 in the books here at Michigan. Ian Ogden, now your leader. We've already had our first round of green flag pit stops, and whole field came in just a few laps ago, if you're keeping score, around lap 26. Thank you for tuning in to the IWM Broadcast Network. You've got tonight myself, Rick, and Jeff in the booth tonight. You joining us this evening on the IWM broadcast of the Tech4Troops Cup Series.
And Zach Ward makes his way back to the lead, it looks like. Took him a little bit, a few laps after that green flag pit stop, but he is back firmly in control of this race. He's extending that lead out to 2-3 car lengths now. We'll see if he's able to hang on to that, or if Sean Shootman's able to, seems to be holding his own with him. So we'll see if Zachary can stay out front here. Be an interesting battle.
So the last go round, we saw that for the most part, you got all new names here. Top 10, a lot of big action in the back here. Well, we just did find out who that was. And let's go back. That used to be Brandon Redford. That's the car. I think that's Brandon Redford. Yep, that's the car we've got a little bit of confusion on. So right now, at least we know that's the 47 of Brandon Redford. All great. He's got an issue with his paint. We'll try to reload on our end and see if it's an issue on our side. But right now, Brandon Redford, he is up to 4th place.
Yeah, our points leader, Ty Bostic, is up in the top 10. He's running 9th currently. He was up to 8th. But it's good to see him up there. Also, Alonzo King, who was in the front early on, running up front, has fallen back now. He, let's see how far back he's fallen.
He's back in
there he is,
14th.
Yeah, 14th spot. Really interesting tidbit I noticed when I pulled up the stats tonight. Alonzo gained 15 points on his... or 15 spots, I should say, 15 spots on the championship points battle just last week alone by virtue of his win last week, and just shot his way up into 10th position. He's actually one race short of all the leaders. He's only run 3 races so far, and everybody else has run 4. So this will be his 4th race, everyone else on the 5th race. A couple other guys, Ryan Pittman and Ian Ogden, are also have only run 3 races. But Alonso really making a play for that top spot, but jumped that much.
Yeah, we can bring up. I think we've got the points current. We've got that.
there you go. No, that shows. No. That's old, I think.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, it's different than what the website shows. I showed Ty in first and Mike in second. They're actually tied for points. They each have 116 points.
there we go. Yeah. So that's the current
makes
standings
sense.
right now. Mike Slagter and Ty Bostic are tied with 116 points on top of our championship point standings. Harley Barletta sits in third, William Mann Jr. But just as you were saying, Alonzo King jumped up significantly up to 10th.
Yeah, great jump on his part. That's what a win will do for you. He was able to pull off the win last week and made a huge impact on his points run.
So right now, Zach Ward continues to show us the way here at Michigan. Sean Schupin is in second. About over a second back. You've got the 21 of Ian Ogden, and then the 3 of Luke Bullard, who's right now under pressure from the 44 of Christoph Hall. Zachary Allen is back there in 6th. Brandon Redford's fallen back to 7th. Ty Bostic is sitting in 8th. Jesse Vaughn in 9th. And David Clayman sits back there in 10th.
Good battle here, but Zachary Ward is really showing the way. He's pulled out to a significant lead here, probably, 4 or 5 car lengths, and just seems to be cruising along, taking care of his tires, taking care of his equipment, and holding on to that number 1 spot. Sean Schutman is running in second, and then he's got a pretty decent lead as well over Ian Ogden in 3rd place.
Yeah, we are seeing some connection issues with the number 3 of Luke Bullard. That's between the driver and his rig and the internet, and getting to Irish. Oh, our first caution is out. Ty Bostic may have crashed. Ty Bostic.
Oh no.
Yep, there's the 22 of Ty Bostic. He's kind of caught in that no man's land of his rear tires on that little gap between the apron and the racing surface. Let's go back and see.
Looks like some right side damage there.
I could be wrong, but he's tracking. Oh, that right front is
Oh
gone.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That toe link is snapped on that right front. Piece of that bodywork you just saw come off as that tire came apart. That front quarter panel on that right side is gone. He may need some help in the pits from his team here on lap 78. All right, let's go back and see what brought out this. Oh, looks like he may have had some help. That's the 17 of David Clayman. Contact there. Big contact. Although also the 8 was involved. The 84 of Vaughn also involved. Let's watch him. He's going through a lot of traffic, going to fly by the 22. But it looks like everybody
great job of missing him there. That contact was interesting because it wasn't just once, oops, didn't know you were there. It was, oops, bumped you, and then, oops, bumped you again harder. Not sure if there was a backstory to that or not.
All right, we're going to take a commercial break. We will be right back.
Are you looking for a way to safely and securely dispose of your old electronic devices? Why not donate them to Tech4Troops? Tech4Troops is a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to bridging the technology gap for in-need veterans and their families. The donation process is quick and easy. Simply go to tech4troops.org and click on the donate link at the top right-hand side of the page. Scroll down to access the Give Back Box link. To create your shipping label, click Add to Cart and complete the checkout process. The shipping label is good for up to 50 pounds. You can recycle most standard shipping boxes to send in your devices. Oh, don't forget the power cords. Give new life to your old technology by responsibly recycling with Tech4Troops. Help save the environment and support a veteran.
All right, welcome back to the broadcast. Thank you for tuning in to the IWM broadcast of the Tech4Troops Cup Series. We are currently under caution here with, at lap 44, a number of drivers, pretty much the entire field that's made their way down onto pit road. Christoph Hall is currently shown as your leader. Bear with us, so we're trying to get a refresh on our paint schemes to come through. We're at the mercy a bit of iRacing here. We'll do our best to keep you up to date. We are seeing some paints that have not come back, but bear with us. That caution was brought out by the spin and contact between the 17 of David Clayman and the 22 of Ty Bostic. All right, joining us here in the booth, our sponsor and regular weekly visitor, Mr. Jason Parker.
Hey, thanks for having me, Rick. Pleasure to be here again. And, I know we talked about it while we were at the commercial, but I just can't let it drop. I need to let everybody know that I remember that show from the 90s called Viper, and that gray car going around looks like when it's just done with the transformation. I think that's so cool. I know it's a glitch, but I'm trying to find the bright side of it. Having a lot of fun this week. We've spent not nearly as much time under caution, and that always makes for some engaging racing. Just wanted to say congratulations to Mr. Allen for winning our scheme skirmish on the Speedway for last week. It's anybody's game right now, and we will make that announcement next week. We have some exciting things coming up on the Tech4Troops channel on Twitch. We're now an affiliate with Twitch, so please join up. If you do want to subscribe, we would love to have you in addition to subscribing to the IWM Broadcast Network. And that's easy to do if you have an Amazon Prime membership. Then you already get one free subscription through Twitch. So that can be done fairly easily, and that subscription, if you're not using it, either Tech4Troops or IWM, well, we'd love to have it.
All right.
That's just one of the small ways you can donate, and I'm going to turn it right on back to you guys. Thanks so much.
Okay, we are back under green flag, racing here, lap 46. And no, that's not your eyesight. You've got a lot of white cars on the track.
We went the wrong direction.
Yep, as our paint schemes are trying to reload back here on the track.
Caution back out again.
Back out. Caution's back out. Looks like Freddie Dursock, Jeff Nairn, and Austin Habel may have gotten into something at the tail end of the field. Let's try to, that's Freddie Dursock slowly stopped on the track. Let's see if we can bring out that caution. Trying to get a replay here. So there's number 5 of Freddie Durstock. Looks like he just got a little.
Oh, he got out of the throttle.
Yep, and the 11 came up, tagged him. That's the 42 and the 9 and the 27. There you go. So take that back just a little bit. It looks like he was a little loose here. If we just kind of watch this through at normal speed, looks like see him kind of get a little bit loose here.
You see that back end wag a little bit. Gets loose, gets out of the throttle to try to save it, and too many people too close behind him to do that.
A lot of folks collected. So caution is back out. Cautions, we've said it before, cautions breed cautions.
Unfortunately.
So Freddie Dursock is in the pits getting some necessary repairs. We'll join the rest of the field out on the track now.
Yeah, the paint schemes seem to be coming and going.
Yeah, unfortunately,
there were a couple of them. Yeah, there were a couple of them I saw come back, and then now it looks like we've lost them again.
Yep. So bear with us. We apologize for the technical difficulties. It's kind of out of our hands. We're taking our feed for these paint schemes from Trading Paints, and it shows as all are up to date, and apparently they're not. So hopefully over the course of the race, those paints will return.
Yeah, that 44 car of Christoph Hall is the one that I'm watching, and it's just solid gray, just not ever coming back.
So we've got Christoph Hall up front. There's also somebody that may be Sean, next to Sean Schubin. That's Alonzo King, who is currently his paint is not showing through.
Yeah, and we had him the first part of the race, the first 40 laps or so. He was fine. We have his wheels. We can see his wheels in color, but that's about it.
Number of drivers a bit farther back. I think you've got the 47 still of Brandon Redford, who was our only car not showing through, and now, he's still not.
Yeah, just heard from race control. They're seeing 12 cars that the paint schemes aren't showing, and it's funny. I'm watching two screens. I'm watching the stream, and I'm also watching iRacing. I can see Alonso on iRacing, but I can't see him on the stream.
Yep. So
very weird.
Yeah. So we'll just deal with it, and we'll do our best to let you know who is who, as best we can figure out. We maybe sometimes it's blind, just like y'all. So, all right. So this is lap 49 of 120 scheduled here at Michigan. We've got 72 laps to go. Lights are off on that pace car, which means just one thing. We're about to go back to green next time by. So for the most part, most of these guys have come in around lap 43 for their pit stop. Most of those who did come back a little bit later were involved in that last incident. We've got 32 cars currently on the lead lap. First car one lap down is Bobby Gibson. Joey Doucette is still in on pit road. David P. Sharon is out on the track, not out of the race. He is 2 laps down. Freddie Durstock is also 2 laps down. I think Austin Habel has parked it. All right, we are about to go back to green. Christoph Hall is leading. You got the 7, I believe, of Zach Ward on the outside. And we are back under green flag racing here at Michigan.
Yes, sir. Christoph Hall jumped out to a good lead there. Got a great jump on that restart. And Zachary Allen now, he and Zachary Ward both trying to get back up there and catch up. And it looks like the rest of the field has the same idea. But look at that 24. Making that bottom line work well.
All right there, 2 and 3 wide fresh tires allows them to do that. I'm sorry for the challenge of the paint schemes here, but we'll do our best to keep you up to date. Alonzo King is now your leader.
He's in the 80 car that we can't see the number on.
He's battling with Zachary Allen, going back and forth. Zach Allen back up front. Oh, looks like there was some action in the back of the field.
Yeah, a lot of movement there, side to side.
24 of Zachary Allen is now on top. Alonzo King behind. Big run by the 21 of Ogden. '24 of Zach Allen got a big Tech4Troops on his door. He was the winner of last week's Scheme Skirmish, sponsored by Tech4Troops. It's 21 of Ogden right there making a move on the 24, and he blows by on that lower line and dragging behind him. He's got the 47 of Brandon Redford.
Yeah, some contact back there between Christoph Hall and I think it was Luke Bullard, but couldn't catch a number on it by the angle I was looking at it. But they had some significant contact up there, and there's Zachary Allen, or excuse me, Christoph Hall just going into the wall again, all on his own. I don't know if he has damage or just a little bit loose, whatever the case may be. He's fallen back pretty far here.
All right, Ian Ogden is out in front. Brandon Redford in second. Zachary Allen showing in third. The 80 of Alonzo King in fourth. Jesse Vaughn in fifth. Sean Shipman shows in sixth. Luke Bullard in seventh. Ryan Pittman in eighth. Marco Marubi in ninth. And Hermes Castro is in 10th. Hermes started 34th.
Brandon Redford had a great run there. Took himself up the second spot. Tried to get around Ian Ogden, but snuck in just behind him on the exit there.
Big move going low. I think that's Alonzo King. Big move. He is now up to second.
That was an identical move to what Brandon Redford had done on the corner prior to that. So there's two solid gray cars there, like-minded. I have a feeling Alonzo saw it work pretty well for Brandon, so he tried it. Now it looked like, no, Alonzo's down on the inside there. Brandon got around him, so he's going to try it again. Oh!
Little contact in the wall there. I think that was Brandon Redford. Yeah, Brandon Redford.
I just heard somebody come on and tell him that what's happening is he's getting aerotight when he goes into the corner right tight behind someone, and that lets his car push up against the wall there.
Well, looks like our paint schemes have resurfaced, so we're back to...
they're back.
Yep, there we go. All right, Mr. Ian Ogden showing us in the lead, but he's got the... Oh, and they were there, and then they were all gone. So, folks, we're doing our best.
Held hostage by the netherworlds. And we've lost more now. Looks like Alonzo King up there in the lead right at the moment.
Alonzo King has taken over the lead here. But again, that low line is attracting a lot of drivers. That was Luke Bullard jumping up there. But
he's blinking.
He is blinking.
Big time.
Yep, that's unfortunate. So Alonzo King continues to show us the way. Ian Ogden is in. Well, he's got that challenge by the 3 of Bullard.
Yes, he's got to run with somebody pushing him. He's going to have to make a move to go around. There he goes down to the middle groove. But as soon as he pulls out, then he loses a little bit of that momentum. Gives Alonzo the chance to pull
contact further on back in the field. These guys are banging doors. Wish I could tell you who that was, but they are 3 wide. But that is all part of your top 10. They are in contact with the wall and with each other big time. That's Brandon Redford up on the top there.
Alonzo King out front. And he's got a couple car length lead right at the moment.
Alonzo King out front. Luke Bullard showing us in second. Third is Ian Ogden. Zach Allen is in fourth. Sean Shupman in fifth. Jesse Vaughn has made his way up to 6th. John Ledger in 7th. Brandon Redford in 8th. Ryan Pippin in 9th. Russell Keats now in 10th.
That's the first time we've seen Russell up there in the top 10. Listening to some of the drivers talk, it's when you get this many cars, it makes for a great race, but it makes it very tough on the computers to process all that information. We have several drivers that are complaining of flashing and blinking and that sort of thing.
Well, the full field of nearly 40 competitors here, I get it. I understand.
Absolutely. Yeah, my iRacing screen will black out probably 3 or 4 times per lap and then comes back.
Well, we've just crossed the halfway point here at Michigan. Thank you so much for joining with us. We appreciate you tuning into the IWM Broadcast Network. We appreciate you each and every week. If you could, like and follow along with whatever platform you're watching us on, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and we continue to bring you this each and every week. So we're going to take a short commercial break. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back, and thank you for tuning in to the IWM Broadcast Network.
We've seen that 3 car of Luke Bullard make a run a couple times. Got a good run going, and then he would end up fading a little bit. But he's back in about 5th spot right at the moment. But he was up there trying to make a run on the leader. Yeah, Alonzo King making a run on the 24 there of Zachary Allen, and now Zachary Allen comes back again. I'll tell you what, if you want some exciting racing, you're getting it tonight. The lot of lead changes. Boy, we had almost contact there between the front 2 cars. Yeah, Zachary Allen and Alonzo King talking to each other on the radio, laughing about how close they came.
It was door to door there. They're still swapping paint here a bit for sure. Oh
yeah, these guys.
So I'll tell you, when they drop down onto that apron that you can do on the front stretch and let the car come back up, you're kind of at the mercy of inertia there.
Whoa, there was another close one there. These guys are really battling it out. We're about just past the halfway point, and there's been no let up in the action for this entire race. Coming up on 20 laps since that last yellow flag, so they've probably got about 17 or 18 laps on these tires.
Good battle up front. We're seeing the 24 of Zachary Allen battling with the 80 of Alonzo King. That's your 1 and 2. But now Luke Bullard has now moved his way up. Oh, caution's out. Caution's out. So Kane Vandermark may have had an incident. We'll go and try and see just what that was. Kane was at the tail end. Oh, he's still making contact with the ball. Let's see what brought out that yellow flag. We're watching the Two, just so,
Oh yeah, bounce off the wall, came down, just chain reaction there.
pinball. It's like
Yeah.
the big issue I think that sent the two in the wall was that final tap by the 75. That 75 is I believe that's Peebles.
Yep, Tyler Peebles.
All right. Well, with our third caution of the night, the question is, who is coming down, if any? Are we going to see the leaders on pit road? We shall
That's
see.
a good question. I think they'd all love to have tires right now, but they've got about 18 laps or so on, looks like, well, no, it looks like 24.
Yep, they're all coming down.
Yep. Yeah, I'd say once you're past that 20 lap mark, you better get them when you can.
All right. Well, with this, everybody coming down for their tires, we are going to take a quick commercial break. We will be back in just 1 minute.
When veterans get out of the military, a lot of them don't know how to translate their skill sets into the civilian world, and they lapse into poverty or into homelessness. But it can be easier with the right support. At Tech4Troops, our mission is to empower veterans in need with computers to get back in the workforce. We want to support our veterans across the nation.
All right, under caution here at Michigan, lap 68 is in the books. 53 laps to go. Everybody on this caution took this opportunity to come back onto pit road for fuel and for tires. So here we are, lap 68. That means really 27 laps forward. Let's just say 30 for round numbers. So that puts them in lap 98, and which would be their last stop. So one more stop before they could close out this race.
Yep. It's had some heavy action coming off of pit road. Russell Keats, Brandon Redford, Sammy Harrell, and Mark Hanna were running 4 wide down pit road, trying to each get ahead of the other to gain a spot. And had a little bit of contact there, but not too bad. They were able to keep it together and stay 4 wide for quite a the ways down pit road. It was pretty interesting.
Well, it seems like a few of the paints have returned. Again, we apologize for that glitch, but not all of them are back. We'll do our best to keep you up to date. But let's see if we can figure out who is who. So we've got Zach Allen, and we can see Zach's paint. Behind him, you've got the 3 of Bullard. Hermes Castro is up there. That's typical. I think the car we are missing, the paint, is Alonzo King, who we had before and don't have it now. Let's go. Well, I think it's going to be hard to try and find paints, but we'll do our best to keep you updated. All right, lights are off on top of the pace car. That means we are going back to green flag racing. It's been a great race so far. We've seen some great racecraft amongst these drivers.
We really have. I'll tell you what, I haven't seen this many lead changes in a race in a long time. And it's not just 2 guys back and forth. You've had 3 or 4 or 5 up there in that lead spot. That seems like the leader always gets a jump, just like Zachary Allen did there. And then the draft kicks in, and everybody else will catch him here pretty shortly.
So good restart for Zach Allen. He moves out quickly out front. Tucking in behind him, Hermes Castro in the 25. Behind Hermes, you got Luke Bullard, Alonzo King. That's that pack of 4 up front. But they're each going to run their different lines. They split apart. They go 3 wide, looking at each on a different on this track as they come back to cross the start-finish line, just like they crossed it the first time.
Yeah, you really hit the nail on the head there. This Michigan track has so many different lines. It's a wide track. The corners are wide. They're banked. And you can just make about any line work. It's just a matter of which one's going to work best with your style and your car. And these guys are they're putting on a clinic in how to use those various lanes. You see it right there. 3 lanes going for the lead.
Yeah, Alonzo King is happy to take that high line. Hermes Castro dips down below. And the 24 and the 3 stay together, and they push their way past the 25, noticing out, leveraging that drop. But no, the 24 drops down. It's a never-ending battle here at Michigan.
So interesting to see how when they team up and get nose to tail, you don't think of Michigan as a drafting track, but there is some speed to be had by running together to get around somebody. Caution again. Lap 72.
Back out.
Man, only 6 laps that time. We've got to do better, or we're gonna.
We're just gonna look our way back through the field here, try and see what was the cause of that caution. I just don't see it.
Yeah, I see a couple guys that are going to be coming in. Pete Woodrum's got 30 laps on his tires right now. So does Rodney Uberpacker. And Evan Amick's up. He's got 29. David Overstreet, 24. There we go.
Found it.
Yeah.
That was the 9 and big contact there. Hang on, let's see if we can back that up a bit. So that's David Overstreet and the 9 of Dave Sharon. Let's kind of put that in forward.
Yeah, 46 just drifts up.
Yep, taps him. Unfortunately, big damage to the 9 on that right front, which is never where you want to have any contact.
Yeah, that 9 of David Sharon was, he was right at the tail end of the lead lap, so this is likely going to put him a lap down.
Someone may have gotten a free pass.
Maybe Freddie Durstock. We'll see.
That's exactly who that was.
Okay.
All right, so your lucky dog, Freddie Durstock, makes his way around and gets back on. It takes away another lap. I'm not sure exactly where he was, and he's going to use that opportunity to get in the pits. All right, lap 74 of 120. Bringing out our 4th caution of the night. Not too bad. Race is winding down. 47 laps to go. So as we talked about earlier, these cautions here, you know, they really play in to the your calculations. So right now, if you were on the edge, now with this caution, you're pretty much guaranteed that you can make it with one more stop.
Yeah. Yep. You're right. We've got 45 to go, so easily do it on one stop now. There are a few guys. Pete Woodrum is still out there on 32 lap tire. It looks like he's pitting now. Maybe, well, can't be sure. But he's got 32 lap tires on. That's a pretty long run.
So typically you would have, they paid a last on lap 67. Right around lap 27, we saw them coming in for fuel. We know they can't stretch out to 30. So if you say 27, 28 laps, that's lap 95. But you've got these 3 or 4 laps here under caution, which could string you out to maybe possibly lap 100. Then you've got 20 more. So one stop, we should go back to green here. We should be looking for these guys to come out if green flag continues. Around lap 100.
Yeah, pace cars entering the pits now.
Oh, tight bunch up front, and we are back to green flag. That was a all bunched up there. That lower line was tight. But a great jump by the 24 of Zachary Allen. We were side by side, 2 and 3 wide here. That's Alonzo King up there in second. Woolford in third. Castro and Schultman they're battling it out for fourth and fifth. Keats, Vaughn, Pittman and Bostic, and Slagter.
And Luke Bullard's blinking problem is back again.
Yeah, Luke Bullard continues to have what appears to be connection issues. Which you don't really think about it unless you happen to be the driver behind him or to his side, and then it's a little unnerving as that car begins to appear and then reappear, not in the exact same spot.
Yeah, I've been on both sides of that, and neither example is fun. You don't want to be the guy blinking, but you don't want to be racing the guy blinking either. Boy, he's right up against that wall on his entrance and then dives down, kind of diamonds that corner.
Just some great racecraft here.
You can really learn a lot by finding a driver that knows his way around a track and then just trying to follow him. I know that's what I've done in practice a lot, and it's helped me improve on finding the right line for my cars, find out what works for somebody else that's fast, and then try to duplicate it.
So part of what's fun to watch here at this track is because it's so wide, you have to, if you take that first advice we were talking about, that we were talking with Alonzo King about, you race the track. I get that, but that really makes it a challenge. Track this wide as you begin to race around other people with their idea about the best way to get around this track.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You can be on different paths, but sometimes those paths intersect, and you want to try to avoid that.
All right, that's lap 80 in the books. We are 2/3 of the way through our event. Great racing. Oh, whoa, car deep off the side.
Wow.
Came
yeah.
Back up, way back up on the track. I don't know who that was. It's like a slingshot. He came off and came back up. Of course, he's coming back up into a pod of drivers without paint schemes. So that makes it that much more challenging for us.
I was trying to find that car, but it's hard to do it.
Look at that, 3 wide at the front.
Wow.
Luke Bullard in the 3 Alonzo King, the 24 of Zach Allen. 4 wide.
Yeah, that's where it gets real interesting, because if you get somebody that's uptight, they're going to get, or uptight against your bumper, they're going to get tight, and they're going to go up against the wall, they're going to lose speed, and then all of a sudden you lose some of that momentum.
Well, that puts Sean Shootman out front. 24 of Zach Allen, Luke Bullard, Hermas Castro. Falling way back was Alonzo King in that. That looked like what you'd see at the end of a race, not on lap 81.
Yeah. They've been aggressive like that this whole race. It's kind of crazy.
Alonzo King is right on the rear bump of the 8 of Ryan Pittman. In fact, Ryan Pittman, I think, actually got out of it to try and avoid. He was getting a pretty good push, not in the negative way, from Alonzo King. Oh, contact right there.
Oh, yep. Sammy Harrell was in on that. I'm not sure if he was the contactor or the contactee, but he was chatting on the radio about it. A lot of dicey-ness going on right now.
Russell Keats, I believe Russell Keats was involved as well. That's that pink car number 4 there in the middle.
Race control giving these guys up front an attaboy for some good hard racing. It's this has been an eyeful tonight for us to be able to sit here and watch these guys go at it all race long. I mean, this is a 120 lapper, and they started right out of the chute with a heavy battle, and it just hasn't. You know, there's been a couple times where it slowed down a little bit, but not for very long, and they were back again.
Yeah, the 42 of Sammy Harrell has made it up to the front. He is currently right there on the back bumper of Zach Allen, followed by Hermas Castro back in 3rd. You know, funny, the guy leading the race started 25th. The guy in 2nd started in 30th. The guy behind him started in 34th.
Holy cow. You don't see that very often. You see one guy that can work his way up through the field, but very rarely do you see 3 guys that can work their way through the field and get to the top 3 spots.
42 of Zach Allen, Samuel Harrell's challenging Zach Allen for that lead.
He's got it now. Let's see if Zachary gets the momentum coming on the corner. Yep, there he got it. Just got it back.
42 of Sammy Harrell had the 25 of Castro, giving him a little bit of a push, but that's dropped away. He's taking a different line. They're now side by side for positions 2 and 3.
These cars handle so differently in traffic that you really have to know what your car is going to do in any given situation. If somebody's crowding your left rear, what's that going to do? Is that going to pull you back? Is it going to make you loose? We've already talked about somebody getting tight up on your bumper on entry is going to get you tight. It's going to push you up the racetrack a little bit, so you've got to be careful there and either...
4 wide coming across the stripe in the back.
They were trying to get 5 wide. They didn't quite make it, but they were close.
3 wide, that's Russell Keats on the low side, Alonzo King, Sean Shipman to the outside. 14 of Mike Slagter is back there with Jesse Vaughn behind them. Good racing. This is mid-pack. Then this is positions 8, 9, 10, and 11. Look at that racing here in Michigan.
This kind of reminds you in some ways of a Talladega. These guys are multiple lanes, bumper to nose, and just going at it constantly here.
Just some great racecraft here happening. All right, lap 89 coming to a close, about to go back to 90 laps. Be in the books soon enough here at Michigan in the Tech4Troops 240. Thank you for tuning in, whether you happen to be tuning in live or you will watch this later on a rebroadcast. We thank you for tuning in to the IWM broadcast and the Tech4Troops Cup Series. It's here each and every week, each Wednesday night for the next 20 weeks in this current season.
Got an interesting thing going on up front right now where William Mann Jr. is he's in 5th spot right now. He is the only one in the top 5 that's currently in the top 5 in points. All of our points leaders are a little further back right now and trying to, oh wait, Luke Bullard is up there too. Luke's running, I think, he's running 5th in the points and running 4th right now. William Mann flip-flopped that. He's 4th in points, running 5th. So those two guys, it's interesting to see. We got some, new blood up front that is not up in the top 5, but they're having a great race here tonight.
Absolutely. So that's lap 91. What do we say about lap 100? We expect to see, I guess, between lap 97 and lap 100, we'll start to see these guys come down for green flag pit stops. Now, that being said, if they're getting 27 laps on a tank of fuel, they could come in sooner, which would start sometime around lap 94, 93, 94. All right, Zach Allen continues to show us the way, followed by the 42 of Sammy Harrell. Hermas Castro sits in 3rd, Luke Bullard in 4th, William Mann Jr. in 5th, Ian Ogden shows in 6th, Mike Slagter in 7th, Alonzo King in 8th, and Russell Keats 9th. Sean Shipman rounds out the top 10.
So many lead changes tonight. I wish I had a counter on that we could report back to the audience how many lead changes we've had tonight, but it's got to be in double digits.
Yeah, we've seen lots of new names and new faces running up front.
Zachary Allen seems to have a comfortable lead right at the moment. Nobody pressing him very hard. Looks like this top 5 has kind of spread out and each running their own line, their own race right now. Probably till we get in. Oh, somebody breaking for the pits right there. Was that Sammy Harrell?
Sammy Harrell is in the pits. He chose that, what we were talking about earlier, a number of guys in the pits. Sammy Harrell, Russell Keats, Harley Barletta, Christoph Hall, David Overstreet broke for the pits. They're thinking they can make it with 26 laps to go. That is right there at the edge of what this car can do. So with that full tank of fuel, they can make it to the very end. They're gambling on 2 things. 1, it stays green the whole way, and 2, that these guys stretch out, because the later you go, the more opportunity these guys have to get their time back.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think they've probably got enough by pitting now. They still have enough for 1 green-white checker if that was necessary. I don't know that we'll
I don't know. It's going to be tough
tonight.
to do that if that's the case. But you're right. If you think about it, they just came out with 27 laps of fuel under green flag conditions. If we do get that caution flag, that'll save them some. It'll be close, but definitely you're right.
Yeah,
I think,
very, very close.
They'll get the 1. They won't get a 2.
Yep. Zachary Allen headed down pit road now.
And Sean Shipman is in there as well. So that puts Hermas Castro, now your leader, up front, and he's got a good full second gap over that gaggle of cars together in the back. That's Bullard, Ogden, Slagter, and William Mann Jr. 25 laps to go, 95 in the book. So that's pretty much what we expect to see these guys on pit road just by the fact that their tanks will be empty sometime in the next 3 laps.
Yeah, Zachary pitted 25 to go. He took 4 tires and topped her off with fuel.
There's your leader,
So-
Amos Castro, has made his way down. Ian Ogden, William Mann Jr., Alonzo King, Burnett, Peebles, Hannah, Altizer, and Sharon all on pit road. That was just about that time.
Yeah, mad dash for the pits now.
All right, that puts Luke Bullard up front. That's Mike Slagner in second. The longer you can stay out now, the better chance you've got if there is any type of condition later on in the race.
Comes somebody else into the pits there. Can't tell which car number that is. And you
Well-
really can't tell on the second one.
I know. All right, we're going to take this quick opportunity to do our last commercial break. Bear with us. We will be right back. You won't miss anything. You will stay right there, side by side.
When veterans get out of the military, a lot of them don't know how to translate their skill sets into the civilian world, and they lapse into poverty or into homelessness. But it can be easier with the right support. At Tech4Troops, our mission is to empower veterans in need with computers and training to get back in the workforce. We want to be able to support our veterans across the nation.
Hello, my name is Amanda, and I support Tech4Troops.
All right, welcome back. Pit stops are continuing here. Green flag pit stops on with 22 laps to go. Luke Bullard, Jesse Vaughn, John Ledger, Jeff Nairn, all on pit road. As Jeff Nairn's coming out. Just a handful of guys who have not pitted at this time. Ty Bostic, he's coming in now. Rodney Uberpacker, Evan Amick. Evan pitted last on lap 73. We know the 91 of Brad Previtt is currently showing in the lead.
Yep, he's got a pit sometime soon too. He's on about 30 laps right now that he's got on those tires.
Well, he actually pitted last on lap 73, so he's got about 5 laps to the good based on these other guys. So he's playing, I think, I could be wrong, but I think he's playing the, I hope there's a caution and I can stay out here. But even so, everybody else has already pitted. They're not going to have to come back in again. At this point, himself, Evan Amick, and Freddie Durstock all pitted last on lap 73.
And I think all these guys that just pitted recently are going to be out of tires as well. So even if there is another yellow flag, I don't know that they'll have any tires. Most of them anyway will likely not have any tires to put on.
All right, 20 laps left to go. Your leader, Brad Previtt. Second, Evan Amick, Freddie Durstock, Sammy Harrell. I guess Evan Amick is now coming down, making his way towards pit road. But Zach Allen, Russell Keats, Amos Castro. We'll see this reshuffle itself as these guys who are currently out in front make their way down onto pit road.
Yeah, that 91's got to be coming in here pretty soon. Looks like he's hanging out there, going to get every lap led that he can. Good for him.
Well, take that point and get that in the points. This is a points league, and at the end, well, we've got playoffs, and you've got to work your way to get into the playoffs.
Yep. Bradley Previtt's one of our Canadian drivers run tonight. He's got that Go RVing.
And the little Canadian flag next to his name up there over the driver window. We can see his paint, and here he comes onto pit road. I think the only other car who has not pitted yet is the 5 of Freddie Durstock. He pitted last on lap 73 in that familiar paint scheme. Carl Larson. So Freddie is the lone holdout for a pit stops with 17 laps to go. He pitted last on, again, lap 73. That's 26, 29. I think at this point he's got to come this time by. Yep, he's out of the gas and he's coming down. That will take us back and reshuffle the stack, and that puts the 24 of Zach Allen up on top with Sammy Harrell right there in second, battling it out. That's for 1-2 right there. That's your leader, Zach Allen, Sammy Harrell in second, Hermas Castro in third. 16 laps to go here at Michigan. Zach Allen continues to show us the way. The 42 of Harrell in second, Castro third, Keats in fourth, King in fifth, Ogden in sixth, Slagter in seventh, Shipman in eighth, Mann in ninth, and Luke Bullard in 10th.
Yep, Zachary Allen and Sammy Harrell, they seem to have a pretty good lead right now. Not too much in the way of competition from the guys behind them. That 25 car of Hermas Castro trying to make a battle out of it, but they seem to be holding that gap pretty well. $14 to go.
So a little bit of a blink out of that 42. We'll see if that's just a temporary glitch in the matrix, or or something that may prove problematic later on in the race. But here we are, 14 laps to go. Now, this is an interesting run here, Jeff, because these guys all went in around lap 95, 93, 95, 93 for Harrell, 95 for Allen, but they're gonna experience some tire fall off in this. And that car behind them, Hermas Castro, is in third. He pitted last on lap 96, so he's got at least a lap or two or three advantage over some. So we'll see how that plays out.
He's got 1 lap advantage over Zach Allen, and then you're right, 3 laps over Sammy Harrell. So be interesting to see what those 3 laps will do. He ought to be able to start gaining on him here pretty shortly. I can't, the signal's degraded right now. I can't read the time behind him.
A minute, 1.2 right now it's looking.
Okay. Well, he's made up some ground then, because the last time I looked at it, he was 1.6 behind. So now it looks like he's even tighter. He's under a second maybe.
Yeah, and he's really close to Sammy Harrell in second, so
yeah,
working on him. And well, 12 laps to go, so
yeah, now we're down to 11, and looks like Zach Allen is stretching his lead out, but Hermas Castro's gaining on Sammy Harrell. He's up right to his bumper now. He's inside him. Those guys are battling for it.
Yep, battle on for second as the 25 of Castro takes over second place from the 42 of Sammy Harrell. And
yeah, that was an easy pass too.
Yeah, now, but that, you're right. He's now a full second and a tenth, 1.14 behind Zach Allen. Zach Allen's got a good lead now with just 10 laps to go.
Yeah, so he's got to make up a little over a tenth per lap. He can do it, but we don't know if Zachary Allen's pressing full bore yet or not, or if he's just running about 90, 95% and saving his tires for a battle at the end.
I don't think that Sammy Harrell's going to be any help to Castro. He's going to have to do it all on his own because there's nearly a half a second in between Castro and Harrell. So I don't know if there's enough time. We'll just figure it out for the next 9 laps.
Yeah, it looks like Hermas Castro in that 25 has done a good job saving his equipment till the end, trying to make a run on it here, but he doesn't appear
contact.
to have
25 tags the wall.
That could be just enough to slow him down, drag him back just a little bit. These cars are pretty durable, and if you just glance off it, it's probably not going to hurt your performance, but it did slow him down on that lap and just made it even more difficult for him.
Yep, he did main the interval between himself and Harrell, but it certainly grew a bit between himself and Zach Allen.
Yeah, with only 8 laps to go, I don't know that he's got enough time to get there, but you can guarantee that he's pushing hard, and Zach Allen is driving with his one eye on the rearview mirror and one eye on the track.
I'm trying to take a little bit of a different shot here. Let's see if you can see inside that. So that's the 24 of Zach Allen. He's got the 46 of David Overstreet. Up there,
David Overstreet got a little loose.
Yeah, David's the last car on the lead lap. He's battling that leader a little bit there, but backs off. Let the leader go by. That was good sportsmanship on the part of David.
Yeah, you don't want to go a lap down, especially this late in the race, but at the same time, you don't want to be that guy and hold up the leader and take away all the advantage that he had built up.
So Castro has definitely made up the difference a bit. He's now down to 0.9. That's significant, but 7 laps to go. If he could do what he just did those last 2 laps, oh my gosh.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the little bit of battling between the 24 of Zach Allen and the 46 of Overstreet may have allowed Castro to shave off a few tenths off that delta, but I don't think it's enough. I don't think there's enough. I know the next car ahead of the 24 is Ryan Pittman, but there's about 5 or 6 seconds, I think, between Ryan Pittman and the leaders.
Yeah, I was thinking that exact same thing, and then now for the last 2 laps, that interval stayed pretty close to the same. But you're right, that battle with Overstreet really ate into Zach Allen's lead, but they seem to have stabilized now at about 9 tenths. Only 5 to go here. Zach Allen, very likely, unless something goes wrong, on the way to his first win this season.
Yep.
That'll be cause for celebration.
That will be, certainly.
4 laps to go, and I think strategy is pretty much played out now. Everybody's made their bed, and they're going to have to live with it. Hermas Castro made up a little bit of time, made up another 10th there in that last couple laps, but again, he's still 8 tenths back, so he's going to have to really press hard and hope his tires will stay under him to catch up to Zachary Allen at this point.
Well, I think he's hoping for a Christmas miracle in the middle of May. I'm not sure that's that's going to happen here. Unless, you never know. Caution flies. Now we're down to 3 laps to go. If we do get a late race caution, that would be what Mr. Castro is looking for. But right now, 3 laps to go. About to be 2. So far, so good.
Yep, and he just was able to maintain the gap that last lap, so didn't make up any ground. But you're right. If he could be praying for that last-minute yellow flag, that caution that comes out. And I counted wrong earlier. I think these guys still have another set of tires left. So be interesting to see if a caution comes this late. Do they come in and get tires, or do they just stay out there and try to fight for the win?
2 laps to go here at Michigan. Zachary Allen has kind of done I'm not sure I'd call it a clinic, but he has definitely shown the way around, leading a lot of laps here, just doing a great job running his line, his race. 2 laps to go. Final lap here at Michigan. Zachary Allen has nearly 3/4 of a second lead out over Hermas Castro in second. Sammy Harrell is in third. No contact with Castro and the wall, but he kept it together on the backstretch. So he was doing everything he could to try and get back up there.
He really was, and he gained a 10th too. So he's probably lost it once he made contact, but he was trying so hard. There he goes up. Oh, almost contacts the wall again. But, man, he was giving it everything he had.
There's your winner. We'll wait for the official results, but it's like Zachary Allen is going to be your winner here in the Tech4Troops Cup Series Michigan 240. Congratulations to Zach Allen. Second place to Hermas Castro, and Sammy Harrell finishes in third.
Great run by those top drivers up in that top 10. First 8 cars, only 8 seconds apart. So that's pretty good tight racing there. It looks a little bigger on the track, but to have 8 guys finish within 8 seconds, that's pretty good. Our points leader, Ty Bostic, ended up in 11th.
Let's go ahead and I think we've got the final results in. Let's show the results from our race. And there it is. Zach Allen is the official winner here in Michigan, followed by Hermas Castro, Samuel Harrell in third. Luke Bullard finishes in fourth. Good race by Luke. Mike Slagter in fifth. Ian Ogden in sixth. Alonzo King finishes in seventh. William Mann Jr. in eighth. Sean Schupman in ninth. Mark Hanna is in 10th.
Got Ty Bostic, as we mentioned, our points leader in 11th, followed by Russell Keats in 12th. Harley Barletta, 13th. Jesse Vaughn, number 14 there, and Maurice Bennett in 15th, John Ledger 16th, Jeff Nairn in 17th spot, and Dave Clayman in 18th, Grant Altizer 19th, followed by Rodney Uberpacker in 20th.
21st, Pete Woodrum. Christoph Hall is in 22nd. Kane Vandemark in 23rd. Marco Berube in 24th. 25th, Brad Previtt. 26th, Evan Amick. Dave Sharon in 27th. Ryan Pittman finishes in 28th. Freddie Durstock Jr. in 29th. And 30th is Brandon Redford.
He is followed by David Overstreet in 31st. David P. Sharon, 32nd. In 33rd, Bobby Gibson, followed by Zach Ward in 34th and Tyler Peebles in 35th. 36th is David Watts, Joey Doucette in 37th, and Austin Habel in 38th.
All right, let's see if we've got some competitors who are able to speak with us. Let's see if we've got Sammy Harrell here. 1 second. Sammy, congratulations and welcome to the broadcast booth.
Thank you, man. That was a heck of a race, wasn't it?
It was a great race, especially after last week.
Tell me about it.
Hey, congratulations! You certainly worked your way up through the field a number of times, and all of a sudden there you were.
Yeah, at the beginning of the race, a couple of cars got into the wall, and I got a black flag and had to serve a penalty because we didn't have any race control. But they gave it back to me after the first caution, and I was able to work my way back through the field. Pretty fast Air Force Chevrolet there.
Yeah, you had a great run going, Sammy. It was we didn't talk about you much at the beginning of the race, but then boy, at that halfway point, you were up there and you were part of the conversation the rest of the way.
Well, I appreciate that. I could only imagine what it looked like on the string, man. It looked like it was 20 deep, 4 wide. Just
That's exactly what it looked like.
I'd throw that thing down in fourth and roll the bottom and see if it would hold, and it did. So,
well, you were able
to having fun.
You were able to do some shifting then. You're saying.
Oh yeah. I threw it down in the fourth, going into the corners and rolled the bottom, and got back in fifth halfway down the back stretch. So, it worked out.
All right, congratulations. Any shout outs tonight?
Yeah, Elliot for throwing this league together, and y'all for the great broadcast and allowing us my team to join and run, and my teammates Christoph and Maurice. I think they had a little rough night, but they was coming back through the field also. But yeah, just everybody that puts this on.
Well, we appreciate you. So, hey, hang out with us. We're going to bring Mr. Castro in with us. Hang on one second. Mr. Castro, congratulations on your P2 finish.
I'm just glad to be back on the podium, and glad to be back here in the front row, because I've been having a tough season so far.
Yeah, you're right. I'm glad you said it. It certainly has been a bit of a challenging start to you, but hey, you know what? This is a long season, and I'm sure this P2 finish will definitely add to your points and get you right back up there.
Yeah, I thought I got the win in the bag, but Zach Allen, he bought something. He bought like a different engine, man. It's like that last before the last pit stop, I hit the wall and I lost some time, and I knew I was gonna lose the race because he was keeping up with me. Then the last pit stop, yeah, I couldn't gain on him, but by inches. I just need him to laps, man.
Yeah, we were watching the times go around and around, and you would gain a half a tenth here, and then we could watch you try something different, and it was you made it around Sammy Harrell there, but pretty much that was it. You guys you didn't have it to get up to Zach. You're right. He had a special motor in that car tonight.
Yeah, well-deserved win. He was conservative the whole race, like I was, but I guess I wasn't conservative enough.
Well, it's great to see you back up here. Any shout-outs tonight?
My team, Ghost Racing, powered by Owl's Nest Racing. Thanks Hoot thanks Jerry Bottle for the equipment to race and be here every week.
We appreciate you, and congratulations on your
Great
P2
run.
finish. Yeah, you're welcome to hang out as we bring into the booth Mr. Zach Allen. Zach, congratulations on your win.
Thank you, sir.
That was a great battle between you and Hermas there at the end. Once he got around Sammy Harrell, he was trying his best to get close to you, but it's like you had something extra in reserve that as he would start to inch closer, you would just pull back out a little bit again.
Yeah, he's always a really strong driver. It's hard to race against him. He's always fast everywhere we go. So on that last run, I tried to save tires there at the beginning until I passed Sammy. And I saw Hermes a couple seconds back, so I figured it was time to push at that point and gap on the best I could.
Well, you're the winner of last week's Tech4Troop scheme skirmish. Just want to make sure you got a chance to know that. But, it wasn't as much as we enjoyed that last bit of that battle between yourself and Hermes Castro. It was all night long. We saw that up front battle. You were there. You had Alonzo King up front. You had a number of other drivers who were constant. Luke Bullard was there. You had a lot of other challengers, and we saw some great 3-wide and sometimes 4-wide racing around this track here at Michigan.
Yeah, it was really fun. My main goal was tire conservation on most of those runs. I was trying not to push it too aggressive when Luke and Alonzo and all them guys got around me racing hard because I didn't want to make a mistake and put it in the wall. So I figured our best bet was to save tires and try to beat them on the long run. And that's what set us up for that last pit stop.
Well, that strategy worked. I'll tell you that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they let the part-time guy come in here and steal one.
Well, congratulations on your win, and hey, shout-outs. Who do you got to thank for tonight?
We'll thank my team owner, Evan Amick. Give a shout-out to Evan.
All right, there you have it. That's Zach Allen, winner of the Michigan 240 here at Michigan International Speedway. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in to tonight's broadcast of the IWM broadcast of the Tech4Troops Cup Series. And we hope that you'll tune in next week. And Jeff, I'm trying to bring up the schedule for next week. I think we will be at Texas next week. We've got 160 laps at that 1.5 miles. That should test these drivers again.
Yeah, my computer just went wacky on me too. I was trying to do the same thing, pull up that schedule, and it's not cooperating.
Okay. All right. So thank you, folks, for tuning in. We appreciate you joining us here on this Wednesday, and of course, each and every Wednesday going forward in the Tech4Troops Cup Series. And we hope you enjoy the show. And congratulations to Zach Allen, and good night.
Good night, fellas.